Welcome back to the table, Ring of Contrarians. Last time, our party, having made their way into the vaguely familiar halls of the Twisting Labyrinth, the party skirted their way around a gaggle of drunken goblins and encountered a chamber of boozy cave lobsters. They backtracked their way to what should have been an entrance to the old treasure room of the Collector, only to find a solid wall blocking their path. What will the party do now? Will they make it to Auntie in one piece? How much liquor does Birdie carry on her person? Find out in this episode of the Ring of Contrarians.
You... Friends? Why? Where? My booze! It's all gone!
It's the Jack Sparrow of goblins!
Trust me, we can get you better booze.
Why
And he looks over in your direction, past the fucking monster that's just blood, bones, meat that colored in an odd shade, and just a monk covered in blood, a rhino covered in blood, something he's never even seen before. And he's just looking past those to you.
You have... booze?
We do.
I have a whole barrel.
You have a barrel?
Yep.
And he comes scooting his feet closer and closer to you.
I was about to say, whenever he starts getting up on Birdie, I'm just gonna put my hand on his chest and just kind of hold him there.
You have him lean down and do so. He's just
First,
yes.
you need to take us to Auntie, and then you can have the booze.
I have to go with you?
For the most part, yes.
You don't have to actually go into the same room as Auntie and the other gals. You just have to make sure that we get to the right room.
So, I have to follow with you.
You have
Yeah,
to
we'll
escort
take care
us
of
to the
anything on the way.
outside of the room that Auntie and the other girls are in, and then I will give you and your surviving friends, if they manage to have enough courage to come back, this barrel
Or
of
strength.
booze.
Can I want a sip.
That's fair. So, Birdie takes out one of her knives, and she stabs it into the wooden cork on the barrel, twists, and then pulls up to pop the cork out.
All right. For some reason, in my mind, because I did
goblin.
not. Yeah, I did not know the barrel was out. You just said I stab it into it. I'm like,
I killed the
he's
goblin.
just wanting a drink.
I'm
fucking
so
chaotic, dude.
sorry. I pulled the
I was
barrel of booze out of my bag of holding, and then I
Okay.
do what I just said I did.
I was about to say it.
Yeah, none of us heard
think we
that.
missed
It
it
was
whenever
just
got
I
muted.
take my dagger out and I stab it.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, fuck this goblin.
Putting this mic controller up higher so it doesn't do this to me anymore.
Okay, so you stab into a barrel and pop out
The cork.
the cork
Yeah.
for the sampler. He he crawls up and kind of puts his nose up onto the barrel and just,
Ooh, it smells good.
It is good. I killed 3 frost giants to get this.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
2.5.
and he starts climbing up on the barrel, and you can see him trying to stick his face into the hole for the cork.
I Does he have a shirt on or anything like that?
A loincloth.
Okay, I grab him by the loincloth and start trying to pull him off, being like, "Hey,
You just
room first, then beer.
I said you want taste.
You had taste."
I haven't tasted anything.
I just what? And his like tongue is just.
I get him just barely over it, just enough to get his tongue in.
And he just dips his face against the hole, and you see him sit there for a second, and his mouth comes away. He's like,
I can't reach yet.
Birdie kind of pulls the barrel out from underneath him, tips it forward just a little bit into one of like the cracked pieces of whatever it is they were drinking out of. Like she grabs one off the ground.
okay.
Tips it forward just enough that like 2 ounces comes out.
Okay.
And she hands that to him and then puts the cork back in.
His shaking fingers, just like reaching for the cup. And
That's good. You have a deal.
Deal it is.
Excellent. And then I set him down.
And he keeps holding on to the cup and just staring at the barrels.
It's this way. Follow me.
Once he turns away and starts leading, I put the barrel back in my bag of holding.
Okay. All right. I will bring y'all up to the map again.
Hooray!
Three. Okay, and he does lead you over to. Let's see. He actually leads you over to the one that goes, more southwest of the map.
It's like right
Yeah.
here. Okay.
And
Okie dokie dokie.
Just follow me.
he starts down the hallway and at a decent pace and just kind of almost rushing a little bit because he wants some more of that booze.
Alcoholic, I swear.
It's just some.
I mean, they were
booze, man.
Hey, if he's not making his AA meeting up for now, so
So y'all follow him down the hallway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cautiously, but we do.
Can
follow
I
it.
fit down this hallway? Let's go. Okay, right?
Yeah,
they're 10 feet wide.
They're 10
It's a
feet
little
wide.
tight,
Yeah,
but-
you're.
Swoosh.
You got enough room. It feels slightly claustrophobic to you, just a little bit, but you can fit through them fairly well. If somebody's gonna try and squeeze by you, it's gonna essentially cost double movement to get by you. So that's about it. Okay. As y'all follow him down the hallway, you come up to a T-junction, and you can see further down the straight path into what looks like a room that has... It looks familiar, especially to you, Birdie, whose memory is not as foggy as everybody else's.
Aye.
Stop it. You see into this room, and it is the one. It was one of the rooms y'all had walked up to and said, "Nah, that's gonna be a no from me, dog," because you thought it was a little too suspicious. It was really well furnished, had a really nice fluffy chair and couch, and
Yeah, the super
bookshelf.
suspicious room that all of us
Yeah.
went, nope, that's a trap.
yeah,
It's like those are mimics.
Those are all
it-
mimics.
it is that same room, except for now it is completely trashed, and there are like a few goblins like napping in here. It looks like a troll is laying across the couch, and it's just like fucking springs are trying to escape this couch. Everything is just trash in there.
Oh boy.
And
Awesome.
the goblin looks over there and he looks back at you and is like,
Shh. They're sleeping. This way.
Couldn't tell.
and he leads you further south down this hallway, where you
Okay.
come up to another T junction, one that leads to the left and one that goes to the right, and he takes you down the right path to another pathway that leads north, but he continues straight.
So as a quick aside,
Yes.
for role-playing purposes, I looked up what noises rhinos make. Does anyone know what noises rhinos make?
Not a clue.
They make
Yeah,
like
I
a
got a
fucking
couple.
cute little squeaking noise. They sound like a dog
Seriously?
going like.
Yep, they do. They make some really uncharacteristic noises, like you would not expect to come out of this creature.
They do that, and then they do just like a like kind of noise, and that's the only things I've heard.
That's cool.
Anyways, just so you know, so when I say rhino noises, or if I'm doing it, I was just looking it up because like, oh, I need to communicate with these assholes. I'll just make a whiny noise, like a dog. Just, Anyways, sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay, so you pass up a route that goes up north, and he takes you further down to another T junction, where he takes you down a path that heads north. Instead of going to the left, he takes you up towards the right. And his feet are just moving. He's just, at this point, he's almost kind of running. He's like, yes, 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 yes.
I have a whole barrel to myself.
I'm
Did I
keeping
take-
Birdie is keeping a really close eye on each turn that they make.
Okay.
Did I take point, by the way? I'm assuming, or
Depends on you.
I would hope so.
Do you want the big rhino in front?
Sure. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine by me.
Sounds fine.
Okay. There's another junction right here, and he stops, and you can see him looking down both paths.
And he's like, yes, but
And he turns back around and looks at you, and just sees this giant mauve blood-covered rhinos just staring down at him,
Just,
and
give
just
him,
a little bit more pee running down his leg.
I just give him a soft whine, like. And just, like, snort.
I don't want to be eaten.
He won't eat you unless I tell him to.
I like kneel my head down and shake my head, like when it's kind of like closer to level with him, and just shake my head.
And a little bit of flecks of blood smatter his face.
Okay. There's two paths. One goes through the forge, the other goes by the big hole in the ground. Forge probably has more people. Does it really matter to you which one you go down?
You know what they say about the
Whichever
most
one's
obvious
faster.
path?
Which one is less likely to get somebody who's not supposed to be here killed?
The big hole.
And that one will safely get us to where Auntie and the others are.
If you don't try and go down the hole, yes? If you try to go down the hole, you would probably die.
Good news, we're not going down the hole.
We threw Bob down the hole, he died.
rhino noise.
I mean, I personally vote the big hole because less people.
Agreed.
Okay.
Nod
Okay.
my head.
Okay.
I mean,
Big
if we go where there's more people, they might ask you to share your booze with them.
Exactly.
Never.
And he takes off down the other route. And it just goes down this route. The hall curves, and then is practically sprinting down the hallway. And then you see him start coming to a screeching. I was like, "Oh God, no!"
Careful.
Okay.
The hole is rather large.
As you all get closer and closer, the hole takes up the majority of this small room.
Big enough to where we have to shimmy around.
Yeah, y'all gonna have to shimmy around the hole.
Am I even going to be able to fit on
It's
the ledge?
as a rhino, you won't be able to fit around the hole.
I figured.
You'll barely be able to fit as Leah fit.
Yeah, there is a good 3 feet away from the wall, but yeah, definitely a rhino is not gonna be able to get around it.
Of course. All right.
Listen, it's a rhino on his feet, on his toes.
Eh,
That count?
No, sadly. Even if
The
he
most
was,
dexterous
even
rhino.
if he were able to just stand up on his hind legs and try to scoot, I still don't think a rhino could
that'd
do
be
that.
so cool, though.
Somehow I feel like he'd actually take up more room.
All right, I'll definitely shapeshift back into my elven form then.
Okay.
Ugh, all right. Well, who wants to go first?
I'll go last.
I was about to
We
say,
don't-
let's let the goblin go first, and I'll go after him.
Huh? Yeah,
All right.
it's fine. This way.
And he starts walking along the hole, and
I go ahead and have the immovable rod at the ready,
okay.
just
Good
in
call.
my hand.
Okay. As y'all start making your way along the wall, any of those that do look down, you look down into. Let's see, what time is it?
I
You look
absolutely
down
would
into
down.
darkness.
Oh,
Mhm.
great.
I see.
Nothing.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's it. It looks like it goes off into the infinite
Like, is
darkness of eternity.
what about up? Is there anything going upwards? Or is
Looking
it just a cave ceiling?
looking up, it's just a ceiling.
Oh, okay.
It's just this one
Is-
hole, massive hole in the floor.
Is the area that we're walking across? Do we have to like shimmy with our back against the wall, or can we just walk normally?
You can walk normally.
Okay.
If you do look over that edge, there's that kind of vertigo feeling, but there's no real
Yeah.
check or anything needed for this.
Hey, so why the big hole? Does it serve any other than throwing Bob down it? Why is it here?
Oh, big hole. Drain. Lots of disgusting water. Bad, salty, disgusting. Can't drink. All of us been drinking booze. That's all we have.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Makes sense to me.
All right,
a
so
bit
we go
of
down
a-
the hole.
We go down the hole.
We all just fall down the hole.
No, we don't.
No, not really.
Okay, so he leads you around the hole and further down the hall, and y'all finally reach the treasure room. Just the faint sound of hammering coming from this southern entrance, and the water in here is all gone. The massive stacks of crates and different materials all gone.
Hmm. What's replacing them? Because I believe they called this the Forge.
No, the forge was
No,
down
forge
this
was
other
something
path over here.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was.
All right. I thought they had renamed the treasure room the Forge, and I was
No.
like, oh no.
No. He was saying there you could go through the forge or through the big hole room.
Okay.
But you can hear hammering coming from down here.
He's like, yeah. So, it's just a little further. We gotta go down this. There's a hole down this way.
And you can see that there is one structure here at the center. It almost looks like it's a pulley system that's been built around the hole for looks like dropping larger things down it in a controlled manner. And a couple of ladders that go down. And he looks over and is like,
It's just down this way, down here.
I'm keeping it. Can I roll perception to see if I see anything suspicious in on our route down this way?
down the hole.
Yep.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
I was about to say, I'd also like to roll with magic eyes.
Okay.
For like anything magical and weird.
Perception is +2.
I got a 10.
18.
Amy beat me a little bit.
Ben, you, Cyphos, you see nothing down this hole, magical wise at least. The hole does continue down a little ways, kind of goes into darkness. Birdie, you see a lot of the same thing Cyphos sees. Nothing that looks overly suspicious other than the fact that it does continue down into darkness.
Okay. This is acceptable.
Do any of the other attractions of this room that we were here from last time look any noticeably different?
Other than the fact that none of it's here. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically just a bare empty room with holes in the floor.
Yep.
Hey.
And the goblin just looks at y'all and is like,
Well, if you want to see them, just go.
and he grabs the ladder and he's like, onward! And just fucking like does that ladder slide.
And you're like,
Oh,
oh, the bull!
you shifted it into O. I guess. Well, I guess we go down then.
Yep.
Start climbing down the ladder like a normal person,
Okay.
like a normal
Yeah.
elf.
All right.
I'm
So
going
fancifully.
to. Is this whole room, the floor and the walls are all that magical marble?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pearl looking stuff.
Okay. Does it look like there's pits in the floor where anything has cut through it at all, or?
It does look like the structure they had built. There are like large spikes that look like they could have been smithed out of bronze, possibly.
Okay.
They have that kind of sheen to them. They appear to be hammered into the ground, but not much else appears to have like marred anything around here.
Okay. Well, I just want to see if there's a place I could tie off a rope just to make coming up the ladder easier later.
I mean, you can tie it onto the structure, but there's nothing
Okay.
else around here unless you want
Nothing
to
to
try.
do about it then.
Yeah.
Here we go.
As we're climbing down, I kind of yell up towards the top of the hole. Siphos, didn't this have like a... How deep do you think this was last time we were here?
Can I vaguely recall how deep it might have been?
Well, one of the ones you swam down had a bottom, and you collected a lot of coin in it. Another
Yeah,
one you
that
swam
was-
down thinking it would also have coin in the bottom, but there was actually like entrances to more tunnels
Yeah.
below,
Mm,
and we didn't all want to jump in and have to do water breathing to get through because we didn't know when they would end.
mhm.
So we didn't go down those. We went back the way we came.
Ah, yeah, you're right.
So,
You're right.
the one you're going down now is the one that had all the coin in it.
Oh, okay. So,
It was this center one right here.
yeah.
Guess they spent all that coin then.
They fucking took all my coin! Siphus is screaming internally.
Yeah, after a certain point of climbing down this ladder, you're starting to notice the lack of shiny pieces of metal around.
the lack of coin.
I'm gonna roll a morale check.
Take a
Surprisingly
disadvantage.
morale.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
Take it with disadvantage. I'm sorry.
No,
Hey, you
it's
got
okay.
+1 to morale though. That's not
That
bad.
makes sense.
Oh, what's your +1, dude? Come on.
I took it off.
You got an 8. It's fine.
Somehow I did worse.
God damn it.
That's great.
Oh man, good thing this is the darkest dungeon.
Exactly.
Alright, so, it climbing down it just regularly, it's taking you quite a bit of time. You're starting to get that achiness in your hands from just like gripping the fucking rungs of the ladders as you keep going further and further down, and you just kind of look down, and it's at a certain point where you look down, it's just darkness, and you look up and it's just darkness, and you're just like,
God damn.
fuck.
Well, we
Continue.
entered a weird loop.
And it takes you about a total of 10 minutes to get down this
That's
ladder.
a big ass
When
ladder.
you're in the cutscene of a game and the only option it gives you is continue downwards.
Yes.
Mhm.
Eventually you make it down, and you see your little goblin escort sitting there, like actually sitting on his hands on the ground,
Mhm.
looking up at you, and you finally touch down, and he's like,
It took you long enough.
Well,
I
not
hurt
all of
my
us are
hand.
as cavalier as you are.
Yes.
This is our first time down here.
I lost my cup.
Oh dear.
Oh,
You had a
no.
cup?
What did- Yeah, that little broken cup that I gave him the sip in.
Hmm.
You should have been more careful. You knew you had to have the cup. Now you're gonna have to ask Auntie for one.
Auntie won't give us a cup.
Oh.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes.
But there is a full barrel of booze, so
That is good. While my brethren are out there murdering and pillaging, I will console myself with booze.
You will be the only one. Because you'll have the only barrel left.
Yes. And they will all bow to me.
and he like stands back up, his hands grasping at his eyes.
They will bow to me and call me their new king, the Booze King. It'll take too long for us to milk the cave fishers. I will be the only one that can give them sustenance.
Sounds
Oh,
about right.
the cave fishers. That might take even longer than normal.
What?
There may have been a fire in the fisher's cave.
No! Those sweet, delicious succulents. Were they
there's
harmed?
Only
There's
two of
still
them.
some.
I wonder which it could have been.
It was crazy.
Doesn't matter, not. This way, this way. I'll take you to Auntie and I will see my babies.
Thank you.
My sweet liquor babies.
With that, he leads you further and further down this tunnel. As you go further down, you can hear sounds of other creatures at the end of it. Sounds like talking, jabbering, some cackling.
Hold on. Whoa up, kiddo.
What?
Is that Auntie and them talking up there?
Auntie. The cold one. The one that visits your dreams. And, their guards. Probably quite a few of their favorites. I'm not one of them.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
don't want to get you in trouble, so because heaven knows what they'll say when they find out you've lost your cup. Here's a cup, and I pull out one of the cups that I quote unquote bought at the abandoned village.
Okay. Good.
the tin cup,
A metal cup.
and I give it to him, and then I pull out the barrel of booze, and I hand it to him, and I say, "Now, you're gonna need this knife," and I hand him one of my two knives.
Okay.
To get it open, you just stab it in the cork, but don't do that until you get it where you want it, because you're gonna have to roll this barrel.
He's already hugging the side of the barrel. It's bigger than he is, but
Oh,
he's
yeah.
just like hugging onto it.
Yes, of course.
All right, it's all yours.
Mm-hmm. And you kind of leave him there as he whispers sweet nothings to his barrel of booze.
It's amazing.
So goofy.
It turned out better than it could have.
Oh, much better.
Yeah.
So, what are y'all doing as y'all come
Uh,
closer to the end of the tunnel?
So, what's our plan from here?
What is our
Do we
plan?
just walk in? Do we try to sneak forward? What's the plan?
Well, they are expecting an audience with us, aren't they, Cyphos?
They are.
So, since they are expecting us, I don't really know how good stealth we've been doing in this matter. Considering also that, I don't think. Yep, I do not have any more pass without a trace to give everyone.
Hmm.
And that one is definitely gone by now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, Cyphos might lead the way. I think we should just walk in.
I think that would be best. I'm still terrified, don't get me wrong, but
I mean, I can walk with you. I could be your bodyguard, or
as
Now, our little drunk friend said the one that goes in your dream, which means, according to you guys' research, that's the night hag. And then the cold one.
it's a bird hag.
Yeah.
oh, as far as we're talking about preparations, just real quick, Cyphos, there's a magic armor. Have you put that on recently?
It's been a little bit, but I'm going to refresh it.
Okay, just since we're talking about preparation.
act like we're gonna go into a fight.
The whole situation's a bit off. I just would rather be
Oh,
safer
100%.
than not.
100%. And good news, there is only 3 of them.
Yeah.
So we are in less fuckiness than what it could have been.
All right. Well, when you guys go forward, I'm gonna hang back.
Mhm.
Is there some sort of
I wish there was something magical we could put on you to hide you, because I'm sure with the amulet, from what they've seen earlier, they know everybody who is commonly traveling with us.
Mhm.
Yep.
Although there is one thing I would suggest someone having.
What's that?
Y'all aren't gonna like the idea though. I think someone needs the ring. And by someone, I mean me.
No, you got it last time. You had to let someone else have a turn with it.
I mean, of the all of us here, I
Well-
think rino-fin and I would be easiest to resist its charms.
Resisting, I would agree with.
Really?
but
Because I remember I took mine off pretty quickly. Can't say the same for you, Sivos. Just saying.
Again, it was less of wanting
Why-
to take it off,
The
and
question,
also me kind of threatening your life.
I think the bigger question would be why should you need it? I'm not disagreeing, I would just like to hear the reasoning behind it. Do we need you to have it for keeping it from the hags, or do you need it for what reason?
More because if something goes sideways, when it goes sideways, I feel like it would be helpful.
Alright, well, clearly
See-
the person who can get out of the room the quickest probably should have it.
Again, if we're kind of stuck in a fight with hags, might I remind everyone, it would probably be best for someone to have the ring at least.
If
I said me more specifically because it would be easier for either me or rino-fin to resist its charms.
Well, if I had to put the vote between me and you, to be honest, I'd put it on you, because most of the time, as far as making use of the ring, I'm going to be wild shaped, so I won't be able to actually use the ring.
until we get to the point where something goes down, this ring isn't coming off my belt.
That's fine. I was just making a suggestion.
Aye, but Sifos, you really shouldn't be taking it, because last time you wouldn't take it off.
But eventually I did.
Yeah, eventually.
And we didn't have to threaten my life for it too. So
It was coming down to it.
Well,
I
if
proposed to
you-
a bunch of our friends to chop off your finger. And I'm not lying.
Well,
and trust me, they wouldn't have. Had needed to at least.
so do we think we're going into this next room having to fight our way out?
Not thinking that we will, hoping that we don't have to, but prepping for if we have to.
Alright, well,
But Birdie, if you feel it uncomfortable, I understand. If everyone else feels uncomfortable, I also understand. I was just merely giving the suggestion that
I mean, I don't have a problem with you.
we should be prepared.
Right. I don't have a problem with Cyphus wearing the ring, I'm just trying to see what our strategy is.
All
In
right.
case we have to fight our way out.
Am I the
Well,
only one that would
let's-
have an issue with him having the ring on?
I mean, we got
think
him to
so.
take it off last time.
It took a while. I got it off immediately, and you can't say, oh, we threatened you. You gave me like 5 minutes.
I had about 5 minutes as well.
No, you had an
really have-
entire day and a
We had
half.
a battle,
And a day.
and a passing out, and there's other things. Anyway,
I was about to say.
right now, that is not what's important. Let's talk about what we want to do to go in. Obviously, Sifos has to go forward. The rest of you, they know of. So you're all going to have to go in. I can hang back in the hallway and not show myself or come out until you guys say a specific phrase or you call for me specifically. And I would recommend, just because they're hags, let's not use my real name.
We could
Bloody Mary.
Call me Mary.
That's a good idea.
Who uses pseudonyms? Wait.
People who
I
don't
can't
want someone to
imagine
know
who.
their name.
Well, I mean, that's
Theo?
not entirely true.
How long does it take to cast that telepathy spell?
10 minutes?
10 minutes.
We probably need to do that because it lasts for.
Well, then
An
we don't
hour?
have to worry about calling you
Yeah.
or working it
loud.
into a sentence.
Kinda, your thoughts.
Excellent. Well, oh, thank you, Kaine. Well, as far as preparations go, I don't really think I have any spells. Nothing that would be good for preparing things. So my only suggestion would be for Cyphos to use that magic armor, and the
Mage armor's done.
magical telepathy spell, and then I guess we'll go in cautiously and have Birdie in the background and play everything by ear from there. I'm assuming Dio and Kaine will both be coming with us as well, since they're already aware of our presence.
Oh, of course. I mean, who else is going to talk our way out of this situation?
Yes, they've had dinner. Oh, sorry, guys.
Wait, Birdie, how do you know that the hags have had dinner yet?
I was about to say
smell it
that.
from here.
Damn it.
Well, I guess it's good to go in when they're full. I'd not want to see them when they're hungry.
Fair enough.
I don't want to know what they've been eating. No, it's Gandalf and Care when they're coming.
Oh,
So, I'm gonna take the 10 minutes and start prepping start doing the telepathy bond.
and while you're doing that, as far as strategy goes, I suppose I'll be up front next to Cyphos, just in case something happens. I could always shapeshift into something and push him out of the way. No offense, Cyphos, but
No, fair point. I feel I'm decently hardy now, but
hardly
It's a nice
enough,
amulet,
but
isn't it?
it is.
that has helped you a lot. But it'll help a lot more if you have, somebody who has an entire other
Health.
form that they have to fight through first.
Exactly.
So, I guess
So-
other than that, I think we should just. Who knows? Maybe this will go off without a hitch, and we'll be able to just talk our way out of everything.
I'm hoping for best case scenarios, but I'm preparing for worst case.
Same.
Cyphos kind of scoffs, just like, well, we are all optimists.
Fundamentally, yeah.
Alright, so, Cyphos is going to be the one taking the lead. Birdie's hanging back in the hallway. Y'all just got done casting telepathic bond on everybody.
Yep.
So, as the rest of the party starts to make their way into this, the end of the hallway, you can see that light has been spilling into it, and the clatter of different things talking here and there, cackling, and all this other jazz. A cacophony of noise. You walk into what looks like a very large antechamber. Has almost like almost Colosseum-like or courtroom-like. There are along the walls spots that are tiers that go up. Each one of these red lines is like 5 feet up. Is a 5-foot wall, and like immediately on both sides of the entrance, there are 2 5-armed trolls decked out in gold and platinum armor, just kind of looking at you. It's not great design, but hey, it's flashy and it makes them feel good as they stare you down. And across the way, you can see what you can assume is a very big hole in the ground that spans a distance of about 30 feet in diameter, and across that you can see a very large, almost disfigured, you can assume a woman that is quite huge and just has these almost what's that kind of the elephant man kind of sickness, disease, and just large growths coming off of her in various places, and she's looking at this troll that looks like it's bloated, and it has ooze pouring out of just about every orifice that it has, and out of its belly button, and it's looking at it, and it's like you can see it talking to this creature, which none of you understand because Birdie is
Oh, god damn it.
further
Okay.
back in the
Also
hallway.
speaks giant. Sweet.
And she notices you, and so do the other 2 humanoids on the far back of the room, who are each standing on top of what looks like a solid metal, what is the word I'm looking for? Not pedestal, but platform. Yes, thank you. A solid metal platform that looks like it is an amalgamation of different metals, and a very large cauldron that looks like it is completely made out of gold, melted down and formed into this very gilded cauldron.
There's all your
And-
coin, Syphos.
Jeez, yeah.
Oh no.
Rip.
Diplomacy was never an option.
Leofin,
Why do you think Cyphers wanted the ring?
It's me.
You're looking around the room. You can see several goblins up in the essentially what we'll call the stands, and
So this is like an arena?
it kind of looks like it. Could be any number of things, but yeah, in a way. But along these walls, you notice that there's filigree, different patterns that are gilded in what looks to be platinum, gold, that silvery kind of metal that you recognize from your medallion, Electrum, that cover, that kind of pattern and crisscross along the walls of this chamber. The large hag looks over in your direction.
Oh, finally. We've been waiting for ages.
Sorry, Auntie. We took the wrong turn at the goblin party.
In Albuquerque.
I was really debating on like the goblin party. Trying to work that joke in there.
Come on. You just gotta. Okay.
So, we finally arrived.
Good, good.
And she walks closer towards the rest of the hag coven, standing just in front of the cauldron and turns back towards you.
Well, don't just stand there. Come in, come in.
Okay. I'll come in.
I'll walk with Cyphos.
Okay. About how far in are you going?
Let's say 5 feet from the what's this big gray thing? A giant hole,
It's
right?
gonna be
Yeah.
right. Nah, man.
Okay. Yeah, about 5 feet away.
Gotta go
Yeah,
right here.
Perfect.
He doesn't want to be sparted.
I was about to say,
you
trust me.
want to fight these thick boys instead?
Nope.
I mean, listen, I don't want to do any of this.
Leafin, where are you going?
I'm standing right next to Cyphos.
Okay. Kaine,
We're good
DM.
friends. That's fine.
Let's see. Do I go for gripping?
Kind of.
You know what?
Next to him and just
I'll
kind
be
of awkwardly
behind.
wave
Okay.
at the
I'll be
hags.
behind Cyphos.
Okay. And Dio staying behind Cyphos. Kaine.
Turn left and right, nod at each of the trolls.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, I guess I might as well just make a square.
Just trying to be polite,
Alright.
man.
no. Okay.
No, dude, you violated the biggest rule of D&D. No, I'm just kidding.
No
I guess I'm just gonna
squares.
cast fireball.
No
Don't be
squares,
within
dude.
fireball range.
No squares.
No,
only
I'm
crosses.
just afraid now that Ben's gonna cast a fireball on our feet. Because that just seems
Bro,
to be exactly
he's
what he always
gonna,
does.
Ben is gonna cast fireball on his own asshole. Come on.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Don't you know the meta?
How else to get out of this situation? So as Cyphos walks up, Leofin walking up beside him, just giving a wave to the hags, just looking around. Kaine and Dio walk up behind them, and Yeah.
What is the disposition of the goblins in the stands? Are they? What is their disposition?
well, some of them they look. I just threw them down to get them down, but a lot of them are just like chatting to each other.
Okay.
A couple of them
They
are
seem relaxed.
watching. This guy down here had been watching the auntie talking with this bloppy boy of a troll, and another one's just up in the stands, like picking its nails with an arrow.
And I'm guessing the other two guys on the field next to the hole are hobgoblins.
Yes, they are hobgoblins.
Okay.
One of them looks military, and the other one looks kind of like the wizardy folks that were flying around.
All well decorated and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just
Awesome.
curious what the vibe of the room was.
So, relaxed, but now kind of getting at attention.
The ones on the floor definitely add attention. The ones up in the stands are a little more blasé,
Okay.
and the five-armed trolls are definitely keeping a watch on you.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'll cut this out if I missed it. But did we give a description of the different hags already, or
I gave a description of one of the hags.
oh, the big one?
Yes.
Okay.
The other two hags getting closer. You can see one has a purplish skin, horns that start at the forehead and sweep back behind them into points, and another one that is almost gaunt, has a creepy smile that is plastered on their face, almost like their grin is too large and their eyes vacant as they look over in your direction, completely pale, almost bluish skin, white hair that falls behind them, holding a knotted black broom in their hand, just kind of resting on it as they all three of them stare in your direction.
So, you finally came to speak with us.
I did promise I would eventually come, so we are here.
And as he says, I give them a nice bow.
The purple-hued hag looks in your directions.
Oh, and one of them has manners.
Good job, Leofin. I kind of just say telepathically.
Just want to make sure that we're all in this together. I say back telepathically.
Solidarity.
So, now that you're here, I suppose we should get down to brass tacks.
A woman straight to the point. After my own heart. What is brass tacks? What are you looking for at this meeting?
Well, I'm looking for... Well, we're looking for opportunities.
Opportunities to cause pain, correct?
Among other things. But certain situations in the world are becoming somewhat bothersome.
Preaching to the choir.
And the
What?
pale one looks over in your direction. And just kind of gives this, like, tilted smile. And her head just keeps tilting. Until it's like a 90-degree turn and just stares at you.
Nope. Not okay with that. Oh, God.
She's on the ceiling.
Getting some DLC vibes from that. Ugh.
Oof.
Yeah. What particular situation is bothering you, lovely ladies?
Well, before we get into that, I have a question for you.
Feel free to ask.
You are one of the last of an organization called the Rift Walkers, are you not?
That is correct. We are the last of our noble organization. The four of us.
Good. Then this should be far less irksome. You see, the problem we have been having is these little rifts popping up here and there, messing with our little projects.
If I'm understanding you correctly, we might be after the same goals.
Yes, indeed. But the real thorn in our side is a particular, very large rift that I believe you had first-hand experience with.
Understandable. I'm assuming it's
Don't
in
want it all
the desert.
seared.
The little one knows. The one with the big ears knows which we talk of.
As the purple hag keeps staring you down, Leofin.
Ugh.
Yes, the one in the desert. And I believe you were.
Hang on.
Hold on, he's dying. Give him a moment.
Wait, what happened?
That voice is killer on your
Yes.
vocal cords.
He
Oh,
told
it's
me
not-
that was
it's
the
not
only one
hard
he
on-
could make.
It's not killer on my vocal cords. It's just makes my throat really dry.
Mhm.
do you
okay.
have
I'll fix it in post.
do you have water or something like that on you?
Margarita.
Yes.
Margarita would definitely help.
I wish it would.
Dude,
An apple
it'll just
snapple
kill
would be
him.
nice too.
I'll make you one, man. It's cool.
yo, he dies at alcohol.
You're trying to kill me.
Yeah, Jonathan's allergic to alcohol. Remember?
I just want to win.
Oh no, the lawful
God.
good
I'm
character
kidding.
is
Jonathan,
turned.
I love you.
It's fine. I'll keep
Not
that
worth
in mind.
it.
I'll keep it in mind when I Sparta kick you into the hole.
No.
So,
No! The hags need us.
Well, needs a strong word.
What is it when the anime villains team up with the anime heroes to defeat a greater villain?
mm.
Yep.
So, this little, this portal, rift, whatever you want to call it in the desert, has grown a little more. I'm assuming you don't know the extent to which it has progressed.
We've noticed it getting a little. Well, we've noticed it that its size. We haven't noticed it getting any bigger, but we've also been a little occupied.
As the pale-haired one just opens its mouth, still 90-degree turned head, and lets out a screech, it lifts up its broom and waves, and you can see a mist forming out of the cauldron, forming up into the air and condensing into an image.
As
Ow.
you can see, a bit of a new development has happened in Alcir.
And you can see the outline of Alcir and the desert. And what appears, roughly what you're guessing is where the rift was, a slight distortion. And inside, it looks like a structure made of black, possibly obsidian stone. And it's hard to tell, but there's like these flitting fuzzes all throughout it. Some of the structure looks perfectly fine and stable, but inside it almost looks like possibly walkways where things are constantly flittering here and there and back and forth, and it's looks odd.
I look down at. Assuming Korn is still with me, correct?
Yes, on your wrapped around your neck.
I kind of turn my head a little bit towards Korn while looking at this image. Korn, does that look familiar at all? I thought you said we had more time.
Well, I said it could be anywhere from 2 weeks to 47 years, so it's well within possibility that it could be that the rift is creating a functional pocket bubble? Almost like a pocket dimension. It doesn't look like anything's coming through, but it does look like we're starting to see what's on the other side. So,
Tell-
not
I was about
much longer, I would assume.
Telepathically, I'm talking to everybody, being like, okay, so it looks like we're moving up our timetable, we're getting the keystone, and we are getting the fuck back to Alcir.
Well, your little dragon friend knows much. And if I'm not mistaken, you have been looking for an item to solve this situation.
That is correct. We are trying to find something that we think might help.
Well.
Telepathically, I tell Cyphos, should we come forth about all of our knowledge about the keystone? They want to close the same rift that we want to. That's something that could impact the entire world.
And also telepathically, I'm kind of stealthily offended. Yes, but they also want to cause pain and misery, and with the keystone, they are planning to do much more. Last time, when she and I talked about the keystone, she said she was going to use it for more than just closing rifts. Something with that much power cannot be trusted into the hands of such evil creatures. So we shall limit what we know. Be honest, but vague.
Okay.
All of this happening at the speed of thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys can hear Birdie think towards you. Is everything okay?
For now, everyone's behaving.
So, we might have an idea of where the object you're looking for is.
Do tell. Any information would be wonderful, especially for such a common goal.
I imagine it would be. But there is a price that always must be paid.
Very true, very true. What is your particular bargain?
Well, for information on such a glorious, fantastical, oh so wonderful item, I would ask for something of equal value.
The unfortunate truth is we don't have anything to offer such as that. The only item that we had even comparable, a friend of ours stole.
Just to be clear, and I'm speaking to the hags, what item specifically do you believe we're talking about?
Oh, the one you need. The keystone. The gem that used to reside on the staff of Drova.
Shit.
Though there is one item. If we recall that you had, and not too long ago, from our reckoning, the ring.
Well, unfortunately, Andy, through our travels, we did lose it. Between us here and traveling between Orwell, Stonewall, and many other of our adventures, I guess you could say, it's either has been misplaced or it's not with us at the moment.
Oh, that would be a shame.
You can search us. No 4 of us have it.
Not the 4 of you. No,
Shit.
probably not. But your sneaky little friend who's constantly been a thorn in our sight might have it. I would love to see them. We have never been able to understand some of the conversations you've had. Reading lips is about the only way we were able to understand conversations, and we did know that someone in your party was out of our view.
If it is who I'm thinking of, she is no longer traveling with us. She...
Then who is down the hall, trying
That
to
was-
peek into the room? I know it's not one of mine. Too tall.
Yeah, Birdie was trying to sneak to get a little bit closer, and she rolled a 5.
Ah! I'm sorry, I tried. I thought I still had
What
pass
have you
without a
done?
trace.
Yeah,
do
no,
it all.
we said Pass Without a Trace was already up before
Yeah.
y'all had come down here.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I don't know why you want to.
You've doomed this timeline, Birdie.
I thought I remembered Leofin saying he'd recast it.
No,
did.
he.
Yeah, that was the
That's
last
right.
time I cast it.
That was
Yeah,
that was
like whenever we
before
were
the
sneaking
abomination.
Yeah.
Uh,
It only
Yeah.
lasts for 1
that
hour.
was his last one.
Yeah, I
It
can't
took us
cast
an
it anymore.
hour to fight that thing
That was
and
a
then
long-ass
follow
hour.
the goblin?
It took you 30 minutes to sneak up on it
Oh.
and then
Yeah,
follow
and
the
then-
goblin through the labyrinth. Yeah.
So
And
it
then climb down
literally
that ladder.
just passed out right as we got to up here.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I was about to
Okay.
say, and then also
That
the
makes
10
more
minutes it
sense.
took for me to get here.
I was like,
Or
no!
the- Fun.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn you, digital dice! You failed me.
You know.
I can't even blame my own dice. I could at least put them in dice jail.
So,
Why don't you come out here?
I'm just telepathically saying, do you all trust me?
Depends.
Before you do anything rash, I say in my mind, I've got an
Yeah.
idea.
Telepathically, I say, before anyone does anything rash, we're at a severe disadvantage here.
Oh no, it was going to put them on our side. But definitely not on Birdie's.
I've got an idea.
Don't put any of our party members in danger, would be my suggestion.
I wouldn't put any of us in danger.
Alright, deal. You go for it.
Okay.
No, I want to know what his plan is. What's the plan?
Simple. We just get them to go somewhere else. And in exchange for good information, they tell us where the keystone is. Information for information. Hey?
I think we should ask what exactly they're wanting from us in exchange for anything.
They want the ring.
The ring for...
Information. For information to find the keystone.
Birdie kind of steps just into the mouth of the room and crosses her arms and looks across.
The two.
Well, because in telepathic I say, because if they want the ring so bad, Birdie can flee while we hold everyone else off, and they won't get it.
I kind of slowly do the side head bow.
The two 5-armed goblins shift slightly in their positions, accounting for you as well. I mean, keeping you and the others well within their sight.
So, is there any other surprises we want to try and get out of the way first before we really start haggling?
Not sure if it counts as a surprise, but I mean, you kind of owe us one. You captured my sister. It's not very nice.
Yes. Boys out there, some of them are not the smartest. We told them to take little ones.
You didn't forget to mention that there are little people like me, right?
Well, we don't see many halflings on this continent. I could count all the ones we've had pleasure of playing with on one hand.
I am sure you haven't seen much of our kind. I guess you're not traveling very far, are you?
Not of yet.
Not of you. Well, of course not, but you got a big island. I'm pretty sure you can get places. But, well, have you even ever been off this continent?
Briefly, yes.
Oh, briefly, where'd you go?
I believe the locals called it Skurtak.
Ooh, that's a bit of a mouthful.
Yes. Lovely place. They crucify a fair amount of the population on a daily basis.
Sounds lovely, actually, for some people, I imagine. But I have received information from a close friend of mine that apparently you can use the rifts to travel to other continents. Now, I could give you more information, but I think this is where we should probably start haggling.
Why would we need rifts when this island can do the same?
I mean, sure, you could choose this island, but it's not going to be nearly as fun, don't you think? I'm sure there's more and more interesting things to torment within the world of the rifts.
Telepathically.
Yep.
Discussing with, because we're mentioning with what is worth the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned to Cyprus and everybody, if we really cannot let the hags have this ring, if worse comes to worse, I can turn into a bird, snag that ring, fly out of here, and make my way back to Alcir with my father, and we'll find a way to destroy the ring.
Well, we have a way to destroy the ring. We just can't get to the damn continent.
Exactly, but we're not going to get to the damn continent if we're all dead here on this island. What is the ring worth to us?
Back to haggling. Listen, your information might be good, but we can't truly trust you 100%.
Oh, you wound me.
And you can see the Burr hags, the pale woman, head shaking a little bit and then snapping.
Oh,
to
my
90
dear,
degrees in the other direction.
my dear beautiful ladies, please don't misunderstand. This is all just part of the haggling process.
Right.
You learn something you can't unlearn. You get the idea.
Of course, little one. How about this? You show me the ring, and we'll show you the keystone.
Telepathically, I go. What do y'all guys think? How do y'all? What do y'all think about that?
But they mean show us the keystone, show us exactly where we need to go for it. Because that would mean trading a ring for the safety of, for what we know is the entire plane of existence.
I mean, you're not wrong, but they're just asking to see it for right now.
What color is the stone in the ring?
The stone, I believe, was a kind of a light sapphire, almost like a clear
icy blue.
aquamarine.
Okay. What color is the stone in the ring that Scythos?
That was a pure sapphire.
So it's a darker blue.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Aye, so
Okay.
are we showing it, or...
telepathically, I'm just saying. I mean, if nothing else, if they just want to see it, I can minor illusion them up.
I'm gonna telepathically ask Dio to. No, I can't use the hat of disguise unless I'm attuned to it. Damn it!
Correct.
I should have thought of that beforehand.
Well, we
There's
have
a
to
lot of things we should
decide,
have thought of beforehand.
is giving the hags the ring worth saving what we think is saving the rest of Abed?
Let's see how far we can get in the negotiation, alright? We're still discussing terms.
Discussing terms at a huge disadvantage.
Aye, but we're not going to let them think that we did that.
Alright.
Alright, so you want to see the ring. Is that it?
Yes.
You just want to see the ring. Like, not trying to steal it from us, you just want to see the ring. Is that right?
I swear to you, I will not take the ring from you unless you give it to me.
I will, in good faith. You've been fairly honest with us. Let me discuss a little bit further with my compatriot. A message to Birdie in my mind. I might be a good idea to just
It
show
might.
the ring.
I have an idea as well. We know, and she broadcasts this to everybody in the party. We know the Empire has multiple, right?
Multiple items, yes.
I at least know of one. Possibly now two now.
So
Yep.
maybe if I offer to let them see the ring and then say, what if I gave you information as to where you could find more? You can't if I can't give you the ring, I can at least give you the location of three.
Aye,
Would
but
that work? And that would send them to the Empire.
What's the
aye,
end
I was
game,
I
though?
was getting to that part in the negotiation. Push our problem somewhere else, am I right?
Yes, but what's their end game, though?
Pain and misery.
Suffering.
And who do we know that needs
We can try it, but I don't feel like it's going to work.
guess it's
I
worth a
mean,
shot.
It could buy us some time.
All right. If you would please show our these lovely ladies out here, your fancy piece of jewelry.
Here we go.
And as Birdie starts to walk forward, the hobgoblin on the west side, is
Okay.
that a familiar hobgoblin or is it a different hobgoblin?
It's a different one, but it's dressed in a similar fashion to ones you've seen.
Okay, I'm gonna walk this way, over here
Okay.
this way then, because I don't want to be near this dude.
Okay.
Good call.
That's fair.
So you're walking all the way over here?
Yep.
All right. And she's
And as I do so, I say, I think maybe you and Syphos should get on the same page, Dio. Sorry, I was stretching. Because you
All right.
guys are going to need help making any persuasion happen.
Syphos. Say my mind.
So as I'm walking forward, I'm not walking quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to act my age.
Okay. And you're just walking past the hobgoblin. Are you going up to Auntie?
I will go as far as here.
Okay.
I'm not going to go any closer than that.
And each one of the hags, their eyes have followed you the entire way. The odd, almost beady, kind of dollish-like eyes of of Auntie as she watches you. The sickly, jaundice-like eyes of the purple-hued hag, and or the night hag, and the Burr hag's empty voids as they all watch you come closer.
All right.
Now, all right.
Yeah, and then I have a mechanical question for how quickly does the ring frost things over?
It depends on humidity and whatnot, but frost here, since you've had it wrapped, that leather's going to be a little clumpy.
Got it.
A little tough to mold up.
Yeah.
Like if I stuck something else in the bag with it, how long would it take to frost it?
Depends on if it's like pressed up against the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And some frost will build up on it over the course of a couple of minutes.
Okay. So on my walk over, I've started fumbling with the pouch, and I'm purposefully sticking the ring that Syphos gave me, like right on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get up there, I'll show them both rings.
Okay.
Once they're both thoroughly iced.
Okay.
I'm trying, guys!
So, you come within about 15 feet of the Annis Hag, Auntie, and show the two rings in your hand.
Well,
And she-
one of them is still attached to a chain.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is on my finger.
Okay. Okay. So you show the two of them to her.
Yep.
And she looks and says,
Good. It's good to know for certain. So, we can begin to haggle if you like.
Oh, of course, of course. Now, you say you have information for Keystone is, correct?
No,
Yes,
she said
oh.
she'd show us the keystone.
Of course. Slipping my mind. Our old age does get to us. It's been, oh, so long.
and she looks over towards the Burr Hag.
Dear, I'm sorry. Could you please?
And the Burr Hag head snaps back into the other direction as it pulls at its robe, and a small gem about the size of a person's fist, completely it looks like a perfectly cut gem, the same stone that is set within the Ring of Drova dangles on a chain at her neck.
Do you mind if I come see this?
Of course. We wouldn't want you thinking you were being swindled.
I'm gonna come up to them using detect magic as well.
Okay.
And
How
looking...
cl-
Huh?
How close?
Within 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. Be standing right at the edge of the hole or right beside the...
Well, I was about to say, right where you have me right now is perfect.
Okay, go.
And I'm more looking to see if this is illusionary.
Looking in their direction, it does not look illusionary, and in fact, it does look similar to the other artifacts that you have seen.
Okay, so it's giving off the same kind of
Yes.
vibe. Well, good news. It seems genuine, so...
Of course. So, would you like to make a deal?
Sorry.
You
I tried to
take
mute it. It
Yeah.
wasn't fast enough.
Another take. So do you want to make a deal?
Yeah.
Take 2.
Let's
And
make
action.
a deal.
So, do you want to make a deal? How about I give you some generous guidelines?
What would be these guidelines?
I'm interested to know what your idea of generous is.
Well, you can have the keystone, and we will borrow the ring.
Aye, does that mean you intend to
Birdie's
give us
head
back the
cocks
ring?
90 degrees, just like the pale hag.
And she looks over across the hole towards Dio.
Yes, we will return it
Um,
after a year and a day.
I see. That's fascinating. What do you intend to do with such awesome magic?
That is for us to know. It is purely our concern.
I could only assume pain and misery, but
Among other things.
I
Yes.
have some guidelines as well, then. Very
Very well.
generous guidelines. If we accept your terms, you giving us the keystone and us lending the ring to you for a year and a day, you return it specifically to either myself or one of the 2 dragonborns. And you can't use any of its power or influence on the continent of Abode, or... Jonathan, what was the name of the gnomes' continent?
Arinan.
Arinan?
Arinan.
Or on the continent of Arinan, the home of the gnomes. But you can do whatever you like at the seat of power of the Empire.
Oh, someone thinks they're very knowledgeable.
I communicate to Birdie. Aye, what the hell? What do you mean only to the 2 dragonborn and you? There's
We're the
2 other
shortest-
people in your party, you jackass.
We're the shortest lived.
So, restrictions on where we can use it. Oh, that a bet is not a problem. Not a problem at all. But restrictions otherwise are not acceptable. Here's a counter offer. We will not use the ring here on your continent, and we personally will not return here, and the children will remain themselves.
Aye, but, will you return the ring?
Yes, the ring will be returned. We'll send an agent. We will not return to this island, to this continent. And the children you saved will stay children, will stay people, and not join our coven.
That doesn't sound, too bad.
Birdie broadcasts. They already know about the other god items that the Empire has. That's why they want the ring.
Well, yes, they know anything that we know. As far as...
We didn't find that out until after you tossed the coin. The amulet. Overboard.
Aye, do you...
They already knew.
So,
My apologies for interrupting, my lady.
is this trade agreeable to you?
The gnomes of Arinan are very important to me.
Oh, we won't harm too many. Probably.
I will add the caveat.
Cyphos, hold on. Before we continue with this, maybe we should have a private discussion amongst our my colleagues before we continue on.
Telepathically, I'm just saying. The only thing I was going to add was... if they are not going to do all of Arinan, we must save at least the Forge of Creation. This is the only place that can destroy these items.
Yeah, you want them to leave alone specifically the forge, then.
Correct.
We don't know where on Arinan that forge is.
They
And
do.
if we tell them specifically what we're looking for, that might jack the price up.
Right. I also think this is just a small little thing, but maybe get us transport back to Alcir.
Leofin? Kaine, anything to add?
Just seems like we're taking a deal for who's going to have power over the ones that we love versus any number of souls across the entire world. I don't think there's any
100%.
good negotiation here.
There really isn't.
Oh,
And if we fail to make a deal with them, they can just kill us.
At the very least, what we can do is buy some time. We can always spread the word to others that we know in places of power to bolster their defenses against such things.
Did you cast this spell
I
on
think-
Korn by any chance?
yes.
I
All of us that
would,
were
you know.
present.
But I would hope that what we should focus on now is if we're debating between giving them the ring versus securing an entire continent full of people, I think we need to think about what we can do to buy time for an entire continent and formulate a plan later.
So,
Because I think that rift is not only challenging us and the entire continent, but also them. I think we're
Yeah.
both kind of afraid of the same thing here.
Okay, so bullet points. We want them to not come back to abode.
Mhm.
They have to give us the ring back after a year and a day. And they have to drop us off as close as they can, or they have to drop us off at Alcir so that we can close the rift.
Correct.
If they're giving us the keystone, then yeah. I still want to know how they got it, but
that's not super important right now.
I mean, no, but
Korn, that is actually the keystone, right?
Oh, it smells like a dragon, yes.
Oh,
Is it what you-
that's all right.
Smelling so far away when we were in Alcir?
I think so.
Do you,
Do you need to
could
lick
we
it?
ask the hags if he could get a look at it?
Can Corn lick
He's
your
like- he's like-
lick your
he's
You cannot
amulet?
lick it yet,
Please,
but
okay.
once we have it in our possession, you can lick it. But please, Corn, restrain yourself. This
Fine,
is
fine.
see the gravity of the situation.
Your Hagness, or we'll just say Auntie.
Yes.
We have a dragon that wishes to taste the god item you have.
You can see a misformed eyebrow raise.
Okay.
I know it's an odd
This will
request.
speed on our negotiations.
Oh my god.
I think we've come to an agreement on this matter.
Can I lick it now?
I start moving towards the gem with Corn.
All right. How are you getting over there? Along this other side, or where everybody else is?
Along the other side, just moving towards the gem, and then once I get closer to it, I'll extend my arms and allow Corn to climb up onto them till his neck is kind of extended from my other hand.
Oh god.
Oh, you're going like right up to them?
Oh god.
I mean, he's gotta lick it.
Okay.
His tongue is only
So-
so long.
If only he could
You-
fly. Oh well.
You walk around the hole, past the oozing troll that, now that you're getting a little close, smells rather awful.
Good lord, that's rank.
And then by Auntie, who does not smell much better. Past her to the Burhag, whose head is now tilted even further.
Oh god.
An extra 15 degrees,
Oh.
staring at you.
God. I kind
You-
of just look away, like kind of down towards the ground, away from her.
You can hear. As you
I lift Corn up, just all right, here you go.
and he himself is like looking into these eyes. He's like, stretching out his neck and a little tongue poking out, and stretch, lick. Tastes like huckleberry.
Is
Okay.
that authentic or is?
I've never licked any other god items.
Okay,
Licked the
Possibly.
ring.
Who knows?
All right, fine, works for me.
He's licked the ring.
Goodness.
Yeah, he's licked the ring, but he's never licked any other one.
Ah.
The ring tasted like spearmint.
So I guess they all taste like weird fucking. Oh, okay.
Well,
And he like quickly wraps his way around your shoulders and is kind of like burying his head into your clothes, so he doesn't have to look at the hag anymore.
I give the hag a light elvish bow, and then I quickly walk back towards Sifos. All right, well, and I lean over to Sifos. All right, well, and then realizing that I can talk telepathically.
I was about to ask.
All right, well, Corn seems to think it's. I mean, it tastes like a heat stone, I guess. I don't really think we have anything else to certify this with, so seems legit.
All right, so the terms are.
They must leave a bet.
I'm
They-
already speaking out loud.
Oh, never mind.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
So the terms were: you will give us the keystone and not transform any of the children into members of your coven.
Yes.
You will also leave a bet and not return, sending one of your children, agents, to return the ring in a year and a day. Now, I have a pretty good mind for dates,
Yes.
so that's going to include travel time on his part, or their part.
Yes.
But
You
I'll
will
still
have
expect it
on
back.
the day, on the hour, the
Wonderful.
very second.
On our side, you won't use the ring's power or any of the god items' powers on the continent of Abed.
Yes, since we will no longer return here.
You will leave as many of the gnomes intact as you can and not destroy the forge.
The what?
Their forge. I need it. Otherwise, I'll never get my sword.
I'm sure they have plenty of forges for you.
They have one.
And she looks over at the other two hags.
Ah.
Am I missing something?
I told you, the gnomes of Arinan are very important to me.
Yes. And from what we know, they have quite the industry there.
But only one forge that can repair my sword.
Oh. The forge.
There we go.
Of course. We will not touch it. And our people will not touch it.
In addition, since the closing of the rift that's opened near in the desert is also a hindrance to you and your travel, we would ask that you drop us all safely at Alcir.
Dropping you at Alcir is problematic due to their...
Proximity to the rift, I'm aware.
Yes.
Can you at least get us back to Orwell?
As they can, then.
No. Closer.
I
The longer it
telepathic-
takes us.
Telepathically, I am saying, we have a way to get back to Orwell. Or back to Asir from Orwell. We can
Yeah,
teleport.
but the teleportation circles may not run if there's no one on the other side to charge it.
I thought it was that we had to charge it to go over.
I mean, we can if we have a gem. Which I guess we could buy one if we really need to.
If
Wait, we
you
need-
wish, we can drop you somewhere in the area.
How far out does the effect extend?
I couldn't say off the top of my head, but a fair few miles at least.
Do you, any of you three, know the incantation with which to use the keystone to close it?
The keystone. All the keystone needs is your will. If you wish, you could possibly even shift to different planes with it, but the reliability is questionable.
Telepathically.
It's more
Somewhat
than we knew.
metagaming, I'm basing this off my wisdom lore, but in the Druid Cloister, we did a lot of training of using magic based on pure willpower and things related to nature. It could be something that maybe I or someone who had somewhat similar training could use.
It's the same way that we use the incantations with our amulet. The more willpower we pour into it, the faster they close. that you would be the better one to make that change.
You would, yes.
And, your little dragon friend.
Well, if it's like other things, could possibly be that this allows functions that will allow us to get at least closer to the rift, possibly to it, to where we can actually begin to shut it down. Our biggest problem right now is the time differential, and if it allows us to be able to shift, we could possibly create a bubble around ourselves.
Right. And if we needed any additional help with that, at least know that my father is still there.
Yes.
Because he dedicated his life to studying things like this, so...
Alright, well if they're gonna drop us... telepathically, if they're gonna drop us off, we're gonna need our horses for fastest travel.
Oh, right.
Leofin?
Either way, we've definitely bought ourselves some time at least.
Leofin, can you have your sending stone?
I do.
Contact your father really quick. See if he knows, or see if he's still in Alcir, and if he can, and if transportation is still possible through the...
Oh, they've moved to Wimmel already.
Oh, that's right, they moved back.
Yeah.
Sometime tonight I could get into contact with one of the council members.
If they're not all dead.
I'm not so sure why they all would be.
Time differential. You see how much I've aged?
Hi, none of the council members age, though.
Yeah,
By the way,
but
we
that
have
effect has extended out since we left, Dio, by several miles.
I'm sure at least one of them is still fine, but
and we'd still be able to get back to Orwell, and they had a direct portal to there. I'm sure they've been keeping tabs on what's happening in Alcir.
also, you really don't have much of an option. Leofin's dad is currently somewhere else.
It's not like we have much of an option, you're right.
Trust me, I don't like having options any less than you do.
I don't know if they can drop us off in Orwell without causing a mass panic.
The
They
next
have to drop
house
us
here.
off in Orwell, or just as close as they can. We can
That's-
always walk or travel to Orwell.
If you'll allow us to pick up our horses, would a day's travel or half a day's travel from Orwell be more preferable?
That would be fine. Oh. Picking up your horses would take quite a bit of time. We don't have another ritual to get you back up here. Not one set. And our keystone is still regrettably damaged.
Damaged how?
Well, it was split asunder. The magic's scattered. Our Diatro really did put a number on that one.
Whoops.
Sounds about right.
You guys kind of hear through the back of your heads a bot that Bertie did not mean to broadcast. She's like, well, at least that wasn't me this time.
But
All right.
if you would, we could teleport you back to your horses. Leave along with the blizzard. Perhaps you can make a better time to Orwell.
It would take us 2 weeks to get back to Orwell.
And then another 2 weeks or more to get to Alcir, by which point it's going to be even worse.
Again, let's go off the predication that we have a way to transport over to Alcir. Let's go off that predication. It's still going to take us 2 weeks to get back to Orwell. and then get back to Alcir.
Guess we're leaving the horses.
Yeah.
It's not like we don't have allies that can go fetch our horses for us.
We
True.
do.
In Orwell.
Aye, Orwell and Alcir. You know, the two cities that we saved multiple times?
And Stonewall.
And Stonewall, yes.
Again, we have some friends that we can request to grab our horses if need be. I'm not
All
a fan
right.
of it either, but it's our
Aye,
fast.
listen, Birdie, it's between horses and the fate of the continent.
No, it's using favors to go rescue horses is my problem.
I think
any
we've earned
rate-
quite a number of those.
I think you guys belittle the things that we've already asked of the leading members of those communities. We can talk about that later.
I was about to say, this is neither here nor there.
If you can
Right.
drop us off within a half a day of Orwell, not a half a day of Stonewall, a half a day of Orwell, then the rest of the terms are acceptable. Is that a fair deal?
Certainly.
And she begins to approach both of you, Sifos and Birdie, and reaches out a hand.
Let's strike a bargain.
Birdie reaches out her hand.
All right. Clasping your hand along with the ring, you shake, and a mark appears on both you and her. A purplish diamond appears on the underside of your forearm.
So, our bargain is set. To get started, we will begin a small incantation.
And she walks back to the cauldron and looks at the other two hags who have started pulling things out of their robes and tiny bags and putting them into the cauldron itself.
The keystone, Auntie.
Oh, yes.
And the burr hag looks over in your direction and, holding on to the broom, she floats up a little and, standing like a statue, quickly floats towards you and down. Reaching, grabs the necklace, yanks it, snapping the cord, and holds it out towards you.
I take it, and then immediately hand it to Leofin.
All right. She turns and floats back to the cauldron, adding another thing from her robe. And at that distance, it looks like dried fingers as
Aww.
they plop into the cauldron. And they start inciting incantation, the words odd and alien, and the scrawls and script and filigree that cover the inside of this room start to light and shine. Some sort of magic flowing in and through them and out of them, as you can see arcs leap from one set of scrawls to another one to another down the line. And then a light begins to shine from the hole and grows brighter and brighter. A thick mist starts swirling around it and almost hovers above it, purely around the hole itself. Thick and obscuring, except for a light that brims through.
So, if you step through our little cloud, you will be safely placed within a day of Orwell.
Add another couple fingers. The deal was half a day.
Oh, yes. Within half a day of Orwell.
And it looks like she bites a nail off of her finger and kind of flicks it behind her. You know.
So, have a safe trip.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, no time like the present, and she shoves Cyphos into the.
Yep.
Okay.
And Cyphers just go cascading off because it's actually just fake.
Okay.
I
You
follow
hear Cyphos
immediately.
go, "What the?" And then silence.
I immediately follow after.
Okay. Jumping through. Rest of you guys.
Yeah, I'll start walking through the portal.
It's just-
Obviously, a swan
I
I
am
dive.
am upset.
A swan dive
I'm
from
okay.
Dio.
Okay.
Do I have to roll for that?
That's fine.
Roll athletics.
Kaine, following the rest of the party, I'm assuming, unless you want to stay here with hags.
No, I'm straight, fam.
Okay. So, each of you falling through the cloud, you feel mist pummel you from below as you fall. You feel a slowing, clearing of the air, and as you're looking around, you're like, those bitches, as you into the waters,
Assholes.
What about
the harbor of Orwell, well within sight, bobbing in the ocean.
All right, time to turn into a whale.
It's a good thing I swan dived.
Shark, 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 shark! You can finally get to use your shark!
Yeah, but we all gotta ride on something, man.
I was about to say,
It's a
Plesiosaurus.
giant shark!
Yeah, Plesiosaurus would. I don't have that one though.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Oh yeah, I do.
Oh, looks like we have two
Anyways,
plesiosauruses.
continue what was happening. I'm sorry. I was just being a shit.
Well, as y'all plop into the ocean, with Orwell's harbor well within sight in the distance, that is actually where we're going to end it for the night.
All right, fine. I
Oh
turned
my
into
God.
a Plesiosaurus, and now we're all riding into port.
Okay.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Oh my god!
God damn it! I mean, what were we supposed to?
Hey y'all, Amy here. Thanks for listening to the Ring of Contrarians podcast. New episodes come out on the 8th, 16th, and 24th of every month. You can listen to us anywhere fine podcasts are found and on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook at @ofcontrarians. We'll see y'all next time.